This month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, a time to honor survivors and also educate women on the importance of getting a mammogram. For a lot of women, a lack of insurance is a barrier to those life-saving screenings, but Kentucky Cancer Link makes it their mission to partner with other agencies to eliminate that barrier. A mammogram is a first line of defense in detecting breast cancer, but for many women, getting one scheduled and the cost can be a barrier. For the last 10 years, the Mamm's Day Out event in Lexington has been helping get more women screened on a Saturday.
So Saturdays sometimes helps them not to have to take time off work, or it's easier to get transportation that day, or it just works better for them so they're not stressed trying to do it during a lunch break or before work or after work.
Mamm's Day Out is a team effort in helping women who are uninsured or underinsured get a mammogram. Tanya Pauley with the Kentucky Cancer Program is a part of that team.
What we're doing is kind of we're the connector, if you will, that kind of connects all the sister organizations. So we work with the Breast Center, we work with Kentucky Cancer Link, we work with folks out in the community.
This past Saturday, the Comprehensive Breast Care Center at UK opened its doors so women could get that life-saving mammogram. Crystal Kendrick and her staff know firsthand how important it is to not put off that screening.
I can't tell you how many new cancers we see every month, every week here at the Breast Center. So early detection is definitely the key.
For Mamm's Day Out, Kentucky Cancer Link recruits women who may not have access to breast health. It's also about targeting women who may sometimes put themselves last when it comes to their own health.
We do put ourselves at the bottom of the line of importance. We keep putting it off and we keep putting it off.
But a day like Mamm's Day Out can help a woman find the time to put herself and her health first. And it's a day that can be a link to hope in saving a life.
It's important to just go ahead and get it over with. It makes a huge difference in finding it early versus even missing just a couple of years can make a difference in what that outcome and treatment is going to look like.
Well, Mamm's Day Out was able to get 37 patients screened on Saturday. The Kentucky Women's Cancer Screening Program has actually qualified this year for more grant money because of their efforts to help so many women get those life-saving screenings. And if you want to learn more to see if you qualify, look for this story right now on our WKYT homepage. Go to the Link to Hope tab.